Well, well, hello everyone. This is RangerRob, and welcome to the RangerRob Country Living Podcast. And let's see, we got Miss Piggy and John on with us tonight. So somebody's been shopping. So where did you find the pig that you can stick in your back window?
Camelo.
Tom, you
Toomey.
bought it locally?
No.
Did you say Tumalo or
TEMU.
what is that?
TEMU.
Oh,
It's a new thing going around.
Well, I'll have to catch up with you because that's kind of cool looking. I wouldn't mind having one of those. So, guys, welcome to the podcast. Today, we're starting the show out with Debbie and John, and I think that might be it. We have Rev, my pocket band. We haven't heard from him, but John Pearson can't make it tonight. He's got some craziness going on. So, we've all actually this whole week's been kind of crazy for all of us. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had some family stuff going on, and I've had some health issues going on. So it's like, but we're still alive and kicking. So, I definitely after I get through the rest of my intros here, I got some interesting things I wanted to talk about. But first of all, I need to let everybody know that this is also an audio podcast, which means we're on all the major platforms. So if you like to listen to podcasts and you like to listen to the audio versions of them, whatever software you use on your cell phone to listen to podcasts, just type in RangerRob Country Living Podcast, and it should come right up because we're on all the major platforms like iHeartRadio, Spotify, all those things. Anyway, and make us your favorites and check out any of our 86 episodes. So, yeah. And this week, I'm just going to let you know, as I got kind of knocked down at the beginning of the week with a health issue. I actually have surgery on having a hernia. That was exciting. Actually, I've never been in surgery. I don't take any medications, anything. So it was a whole new adventure for me. Not exactly the kind of adventure I kind of want to go through again. But anyway, so I'm going to live. So that's the thing. And I know John and Debbie also had a family crisis going on. And so they've had kind of a rough week too. But we're going to try to stay focused here and talk about our homesteads and talk about our Idaho pasture pig pork. And reason being, I'll start with the pork subject. So we own Central Oregon grown, our family here, but we do work in conjunction with J&D Pig Homestead. And how that's going to work is we handle selling pork individually, but we also handle selling half and whole pigs to people. And so, or we sell whole piglets to people that maybe want to raise their own pork and stuff like that. So between our family, our homestead, and their homestead, we're all expecting our piglets next month, which is today's the first, tomorrow's the first. So anytime during September, we should have piglets dropping at both of our homesteads. So I'm sure we're all excited about that. So
Yeah.
yeah. So of course we got events going on, so we got to kind of coordinate. Hopefully we will have our piglets when we are home. So anyway, so what I wanted to talk about is like for today, we just got another order on Central Oregon ground. We started, and I want to thank Linda Olson for that. She's allowing us the opportunity to test the software and get things working properly. And our first transaction kind of goofed up. The second one's been perfect. Anyway, she's excited. We've treated her really good, and she's been a great a client for us, and I'm very thankful for her. And the other thing is, if Jack is on the show or gets on the show and stuff, we are ready to do a sample shipment within a week and a half to different locations outside the state. So we've got the containers. We've got, so we'll work with clients that want to order pork from us, and at a slow pace. But we kind of want to work hand in hand to make sure that the transaction goes right. When they take the delivery, that we've packed it correctly, all those kind of things. So we want to be thankful to those people. But I do know that Jack from California has really been giving me a hard time about getting shipments outside of the Oregon. We're ready to start that process. The software isn't quite configured for that, but we will be ready by next week, by Wednesday. And so, yeah, we'll try that. And then, anyway, so it's been exciting to get Idaho Pasture Pig pork to the locals. And if you ever want to try it out, I got to tell you, we've got a really good deal on bacon. And I'll tell you the truth, no one's taking us up on it. And I'm telling you, $3.99 for a pound of bacon is a bargain. And this bacon is beyond over the top. You guys have IPP bacon, and you know how good it is.
So good. Yeah.
And anyway, it's we have smoked. Oh yeah, once you start eating this stuff
myself.
And so yeah, take advantage of the deal right now. Central Oregon grown. It's a local delivery right now, where you can pick up. We can take it out if you're within not too far away. We can deliver it, but if you're living in Terrebonne, even Redmond, all that stuff, we're really local. Come over and pick it up, and save yourself some shipping. So anyway, so how are your pigs doing? You got your brand new breeders, and you're now a registered breeder, IPP pig breeders now. So you're big time.
Yeah, I haven't got the paperwork yet, but it's in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize I thought it was $10 to register them both, plus that $50 to start it. So I had to send them another check, and they're waiting for that. But she's processing it while she's waiting.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they seem like pretty decent people. I've dealt with them all. They've been understanding, and when we made the purchases of the pigs that we recently got, it was kind of an interesting scenario. So, but everybody's working with us to make sure the paperwork all moves over. Because you got your two new breeders, and I got a sow from the same person, and so I actually finally sent mine in. And so anyway, so yeah, we should be up to snuff here in a couple of days as far as the registered paperwork.
Yeah, we were lucky that they actually let us do that, because it says right on there. But I think since they had health issues too, they made an exception. So yeah.
So how do you like now? The funny thing is, you guys have been doing feeders all the time. All of a sudden, bam! You now got a breeding pair, full size.
I love it. I love them. They are the friendliest ones yet.
And they're happy.
They're
really happy.
They got big old smiles on their face every day. They know their position on food time. Rosie goes into the barn and waits till you pour the food in there. Yep. And then she'll go up and eat like a pig. But yeah, no, they're really, I'm very happy with what we got.
Yeah, they're charming pigs. And then our little Penny, she needed like a week or so to kind of get back up to snuff. She's fully healthy. She's looking very, very good. She should be.
She is
ready to pick up some the drop piglets in about 2 weeks. I think she'll be ready and healthy, and the whole works. And she's cuter than hell. We get her trained in tomatoes right now. So in the morning, because we're getting tomatoes every day now. So I always take one tomato out. And just open the gates, go right there. She comes up to the gate and just opens her mouth. So cute. And you just roll it on in there.
Hi, Facebook user.
Yeah, whoever just said hello, your name's not showing up right now, but let me see if it shows up in the other
It
one.
says Facebook user.
Yeah, sometimes it does that, and I don't see the name of the person. So you might want to at least tell us your first name. We'd really like to make sure we're addressing you on one-on-one. But um, anyway, so it's kind of excited. We got IPP pork going out the door. People are very happy. We're keeping our costs down. Oh, hi, Vicky. And anyway, so um, yeah, it's nice to see the system going, and I'm glad it's kind of going at a slow pace to make sure that we use the software properly. But I want to kind of explain that real quick. On Central Oregon Grown, when you order meat online, what they do is we put a deposit against each new order. So, for example, let's say you're buying a pork roast, there might be a $5 deposit on whatever on each item or different things that you order. It's under the cost of what it is per weight. Anyway, so let's say you order two pork roasts, and the deposits are $5 each on them. So you'll be charged $10 right off the bat. So what happens is then we go in and get your order. We go in and then we go weigh what those two pork roasts weigh, and let's say they come out the 6 pounds 2 ounces. And the charge for that is like $3.99 a pound or something. I'm just making this up. So we go back into the software, weigh it out, put the weight in there, and then it goes against $3.99 a pound, and then it takes the difference of what you deposited in to what we charge for the actual pork roast, and then charges you a second time for the difference, and you get a receipt, and everything's accountable at the time. So anyway, like today weren't perfect. We had the pork chops go out. We grabbed the pork chops, we weighed them, put the order on aside for, and keep it in the freezer. We don't just leave it out. Anyway, so we go in, we put the weight in, press the old button, it takes care of it. So anyway, I know, boring, Debbie. Sorry. Just trying to explain.
Is this the roll part that you're talking about?
No, that's a different part. But anyway, so I just want to explain how that part works. Also, what I was going to tell is Debbie and John, when they have piglets, if we can also put live piglets on the site, where we can, if I can put, like, let's say I have 10 piglets and you guys have 10 piglets, we can put all 20 piglets on there and actually have people could buy their piglets directly online and then just come pick them up.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So quit yawning. I was going to get you in this conversation in a minute.
No, I wasn't yawning.
Anyway, so the capabilities of selling live piglets for people that want to raise their own Idaho pasture pig feeders, we can also sell from here online too. So that allows you guys to be able to use credit cards and stuff like that too. So anyway,
or if you don't have a place to raise them, we will raise them for you.
Yeah, and that's a whole different ball game. You'll deal with them directly because everybody does it a little different. I may not do that this year. I would. It's easy to do with family, but last year we took a couple of hits, so it didn't work out that well. So we'll see. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about the roles of in a homestead. Like I was watching some other shows, and how am I feeling today? I feel like I've been punched out in the gut. I just got a little message from Vicky. I appreciate you asking. And yeah, I'm bouncing back slowly but surely. But today I was going to talk about roles, about what people do on their homesteads and what their roles are. And I really noticed it a lot when I was in the hospital for 2 days, and Sherry had to do some of the things that I do, and so I felt bad for her because, for example, Sherry had to take, we had to get we had to order feed, so it means dealing with 40-pound bags, and then the guys load the truck for her. So unloading the truck, I'm not allowed to pick up more than 10 to 15 pounds, I guess it is. Um, so Sherry's doing all this. So luckily she has a weight belt too, so she wears that when she's handling these bags. But she had to load the tractor, take them to the back, fill the cans, and deal with all these 40-pound bags and stuff. And I'm just sitting there staring at her. I can't touch the bags, and my normal role of taking care of the feed and all that stuff, I had to set aside.
Rob,
And,
you have a phone. We're right down the road.
I know, but you still got family to take care of
Don't worry
stuff.
about it. If you need help, give us a call.
Yeah, well, this is well, I'm going to get to your side of the house. So, but the thing is, what I wanted to talk about today is, on your guys' homesteads, are there particular roles that Debbie takes care of, and is there certain roles that John takes care of, and is a crossover sometimes, or do you just share in it equally? So that was my first question for you guys: is what's typically each other's roles on your homestead?
John goes out and feeds the pigs, and I do all the chickens. And if he gets done before me, he comes over and helps me water. If I get done, I go over and help him. But our roles I get the chickens, he gets the pigs.
Does John get eggs?
No. He would drop them.
Every time I get the eggs, it's like, well, maybe I'll go give one to Penny and go share one with the pigs.
My brother's dog and our dog gets one every morning.
Oh yeah, of course.
And when I get a whole bunch of them that I can't get rid of, the pigs get a meal. Yeah.
So do all your pigs like eggs?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even the last bunch, they loved them.
Yeah.
And sometimes I cook them for them, just boil them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't. I just give them to them, and they'll eat them anyway.
Do your chickens like eggs? Broken eggs?
That's barbaric, isn't it?
I have not seen or noticed any of them eating eggs.
Our ones
they'll eat the shells when I dry them out. I'll crush them up and throw them in there, but raw eggs they don't know.
Our free range chickens that are in the back, they tend to fight for the eggs when the pigs get them, so they like them. And a lot of times those free range chickens are laying eggs all over the property. So
yeah,
they won't.
I heard, I don't remember if I read it online or somebody told me that if chickens start eating eggs, they'll do that to all their eggs.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of too. But my free range chickens that are out back, they're not my normal layers, and because they're in the paddocks all the time and all that stuff, they just they'll eat an egg if it's broken, but if they're whole, they don't touch them. So it's kind of interesting. So
I have one chicken that's brooding. So this was my first one that's went into brooding.
Yeah.
And she has 3 eggs under her, and she's been brooding for about 2 weeks now. So you may have 3 little babies here pretty soon.
Sweet.
It's my Silky.
And of course, for those of you who might be listening to the sound really close, you can hear chickens in the background of you guys. What do you got cooking back there?
Meat chickens.
Cornish cross pain in the butts.
How many you get left?
19.
Wow. And you got most of those are sold to people?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
when
10,
will
10 of them are, possibly another 5.
nice. We've sold some of our meat chickens from here in Central Oregon grown, and sounds like people have been. One of our customers said they slow cooked one in a large. It's not a crock pot. What's the other one that's bigger?
A
Roaster
roaster
oven.
oven.
Yeah, but there's a name for it, kind of. So anyway, they said it was they slow cooked it. It was so good, I guess. So
Well, we found out something tonight.
what's that?
The ones that we processed that were like 3 years old.
Uh-huh.
Amazingly tough.
Oh my gosh, it was so tough. I mean, it was hard to even cut it with a knife.
Yeah. Did you quick cook it or did you slow cook it?
I just did it in the oven, stuffed it with rice,
Yeah.
and it had no grease to it at all or fat.
Yeah.
Because usually when you do it in the oven, you'll have the pan will be full of grease.
Yeah.
There was nothing. So yeah, 3-year-old chickens. It was the Broad Rocks. Yeah, not good.
Yeah. And I've heard that before that older chickens tend to be that way anyway. So
Well, yeah,
slow.
it's the same with turkeys too, if they're too
Yep.
old. So yeah, we found out. So we had 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go in the slow cooker next time.
Yeah.
I'll make enchiladas or something, but yeah, it's just way too tough.
Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Oh, I think I mentioned this last week. I meant to say it earlier. On Central Oregon grown, we are looking into bringing Black Angus beef and locally. And for people that live on the ranch, you guys, we all see these beautiful Black Angus beef out here on what's that main road? Lower Bridge Road.
Lower Bridge.
Yeah. So those are the farmers we're working with. So when we pull the trigger on that, we'll be announcing that and be able to sell some very high quality beef grass fed. So, and I was going to ask you guys about your how's the new chicken coop coming?
It's almost there. It's just a temporary one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's almost there. We bought the wrong wire and it had the big holes in it.
Yeah.
So we have to go on around the bottom with the second layer.
Yeah. Did
So
I sent you home with
smaller stuff? Yeah, that stuff you sent us home with is what we're using.
was it enough?
We're not done yet. We have one side and the front to go.
Yeah. So, and
But,
your guys' schedule got messed up this week too. So
yeah, and Dustin's coming over tomorrow morning early to finish up the 2 paddocks for the pigs.
Nice.
So we'll have the 4 paddocks that we can move them around in, and that side the piglets won't be able to go through.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got stuff on our plate still. This will be the last for the year, though, I think.
I know you guys you're kind of like me. I'm kind of surviving. I'm trying to get back in the schedule of things and the podcasts and stuff like that. And that we've had stuff happening during the week. It's kind of interfered with tomorrow, all day tomorrow. I got a guy here pulling sprinkler heads and replacing all of our sprinkler heads because we have a 16 channel watering system on this property, and I think it's about 10 or 15 years old. So sprinkler heads are breaking, and Sherry's once in a while one doesn't drop and Sherry hits it with the lawnmower or something like that. So we got about a dozen or more heads to replace on our thing. So we'll have that going on, and of course trying to get normal projects done with the craziness of kids running around this property. digging up sprinkler heads. It just never stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally got the 5 extra posts in the ground for our fencing in the back by the pigs. So finally got those in the ground this morning with Debbie's help. And
That was the other thing is on Monday, Debbie and John came over to our place and helped put in 6-foot T-posts into the ground so we could make little porches off the front of our farrowing houses. And so just after that, I went to the hospital.
I know. I was thinking, what the hell?
I had nothing to
Just
do with
over
that.
there, I know he was hurting, and I was basically bitching at you to go to the damn doctor. And then I get a text. I don't even know if we got home yet. I'm going to the ER.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
It was kind of funny when I went to urgent care because it was like I tried to call our regular doctor through our stuff. It was like, oh yeah, we can get you in October or something. I'm going, I'm dying. I'm dying right now. I need to have a look at. So I went to urgent care and they're nice now. And you don't even have to make an appointment there. You walk in and the guy just looks at it and he goes, you need to go to emergency like now. It's like, oh, really? Like I'm getting the party. Sherry, they kind of want me to go to the emergency now. She's like, get your ass over there. So then I go over there. Everybody, all the guys when I showed it to them, they're all going, you got a problem. And so before you know it, then I get shipped to Bend. I go from Redmond to Bend. And they let me drive myself. I thought, well, that's cool. Save some money on the ambulance stuff, Anyway, it was just like chaos, but I just got a kick out of the fact that everybody's going, you need to address that.
You waited way too long.
Well, I was fine pretty much. And the interesting thing about hernia, by the way, is that everybody hears about the mesh that you can use, that they put in for hernias. However, that's more complicated than there's been lawsuits and problems with that stuff. And
Yeah.
the problem is when you're overweight like me, if you smoke, I vape, so that I do use nicotine. There's a whole bunch of reasons, certain circumstances where they don't want you to get the mesh because they integrate it with your body, as you heal. Those things will prevent it from happening properly. So they're just advising not to do the mesh unless you, like me, they say, well, you need to drop about 20 pounds. You need to quit vaping, all that kind of stuff. And, which, we're going to do, but, under protest, but right now it's like the only thing they could do is, push it back in, cut off what came through, suture it up and say, hey, you're fixed for now, but it's going to come back. So anyway, fun stuff. John, your time's coming.
oh yeah,
Now his back.
Yeah, I found out John Pearson's had it the same kind of hernia twice, and he's had the mesh and he's had trouble with it. So it's amazing when you find out about people.
Yeah, there's all kinds of lawsuits about the mesh.
Yeah. So what's new over there?
Well, what's new over here? Nothing. Just the same stuff we've been working on. We just had interruptions, and I'm starting to get back on my feet from the foot thing, and my back, I'm still waiting to go see somebody, but I'm able to go out and deal more than just 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're done building things for the year.
Yeah, It's not going to be long now. Our weather's going to start changing.
We got water on our window right now.
I know. We actually got rain.
Yeah,
Don't
I
know
was
how.
so happy. I don't think it got above 63 today.
Yeah, I've only been out this morning to feed the critters, but I haven't been out a second time. But I might have accidentally fell asleep this afternoon.
Accidentally.
Yeah,
Oops.
it's kind of like, well, you're supposed to take it easy and all that kind of stuff. So then I sit down and I'll watch some YouTubes or something, and then all of a sudden I'm just out. I just it's like getting this extra sleep is driving me
I think
crazy.
we both did that today. We got some stuff done this morning before we went out to work in the yard with his mom and stuff. And then we went out there, and I think we were just more mentally exhausted because of the trip to Portland and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And I think we both dozed off in our chairs today.
that's what I did too. That's kind of what got me going on
That
the
and the
roll.
weather. I think the weather does that to you.
Definitely. I'm not. It's kind of like I'm not sure if I should wear a light sweater type thing outside or not, and I'm a little mixed up of like what the because I've got. I think
I
you
got my
guys when
vest.
you
I
came
got
over.
to wear my hoodie.
Well, you guys came over and um. I'm sorry, we're looking at a note. When you guys came over Monday and I met you outside because you came over early,
Mhm.
I just had a regular shirt on, and I'm going, it's a little cool. So
Yeah, it
then
was.
I ran in the house, I grabbed my light jacket, and then it was like a little warm. It's like in between, so it was
Yeah.
a little confusing. So, but yeah, see what else is going on. It's like it's kind of a it's been a funny week. Um, it's so hard. It's like my biggest thing on homesteading drives me crazy is like if you break your role as far as our roles of what we do in our homestead and we have an emergency or we have a something changes our schedule, you're really messed up sometimes. Between
Yeah.
feeding pigs or feeding chickens. In fact, how are your egg sales? You doing a little better in egg sales?
No,
No.
I
You-
have Miguel, but I really haven't advertised either that much,
yeah.
which is my fault. But yeah, I have. If you need any for your clients, I got eggs,
Well, I'm actually
and
in
I
pretty
have
good shape.
2 birds, and I don't know which ones they are. Every day here. I'll show you. Double yolkers.
Oh,
They
those are
lay
cool.
monster eggs. They won't even fit in the container she keeps them in. Won't even
Oh,
fit there.
yeah, we get those every once in a while, and I just
This is.
figure let's
I
see what
get
they look.
2 of these every day.
Double yolkers.
It's like a
Wow.
duck egg.
Well, it
That's
must be.
the biggest one. And then this is what they usually come out. Extra large eggs.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean they're just massive. And they're double yolkers. And my chicks have been laying probably 3 or 4 months now. But I get 2 of these in there in one of the coops every day.
Wow. Well, it must be
And I have rocks in there.
if
Hard rocks.
it's got to be the chicken that's walking around like John Wayne.
Bow-legged.
Yeah. Yeah, we get a standard. We normally get about 12 eggs every day, large eggs, but I haven't been getting the double yolkers anymore. But when
She averages roughly about what, 16, 17 a day?
After I give the dogs theirs, yeah.
Yeah, even with 12 a day, that's more than definitely beyond our sales. So we always have lots of eggs, and so yeah, a lot of times we're just and the pigs are getting they're on the other side of the fence, and they see me at the chicken coop. They'll come over and beg for eggs.
Yeah.
So none of our eggs go to waste. That's the important thing. So between 6 pigs and plus the field chickens, and the
And the
dogs.
dogs.
Yep. So they're everybody's let's say we got nice shiny coats over here.
Yeah.
Plus and you have 2 dogs over there too also, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I have Mike's dog, my brother's dog, Ash, and then we have Bentley.
Yeah.
And I don't dare come out of those cages without eggs in my hand.
They're both just sitting there waiting for her to come out.
Yep.
Yeah. And another thing I need to remind people on Central Oregon Grown Order Farm is I do have an IPP pig ready to go. It's actually full grown. And so if you're looking at putting some pork in the freezer, let me know. I've got a good deal on this particular pig just because I want to get my numbers down before we have the piglets. So just give us a call. I'm not going to discuss any numbers online here, but if you're interested in a pig and we just schedule them to get them in the processing, we could get your freezer filled up here this fall easy. And some reason I haven't really pushed this last pig, and I really need to get him processed. But he's just turned a year old. Last piglet that we grew out, and I need to get him sold and get somebody with a very happy freezer. But yeah, if you're interested in a Idaho pasture pig, full grown, perfect weight to butcher at, it's ready to go. We just got to schedule schedule her for processing. And what we're trying to do is just open up paddocks. So it's a very friendly pig, and it's healthy. She's just a great looking pig. So just need to find her a home for freezer camp.
Is that the red one?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good looking pig.
Yep, she's she's getting pretty plump. So you can probably, I bet you hanging weight she'll be 100, 250 easy.
I think she'll be 300.
Yeah, she's pretty big.
I think
Yeah, but she's a little. She's not a register. I mean, she's not a breeder pig. She's a feeder pig for sure. But she's a little shorter than our other pigs. So,
yeah,
she
but
might.
Your other pigs, you processed them early. That's why I think she might be closer to 3.
Yeah, could be. Anyway, it's
She's a year old.
Gonna get something. If you need some lard, IPPs, by the way,
Having no lard.
are not real lardy pigs. Mm-hmm. However, they do have them, and so I like them because you get just about what you really want. Our very first pig that we did, we got, I would say, easily 40 to 50 pounds of lard off of them. But if these other kind of pigs that you order, they got tons of lard. So I like the balance on IPP
the
pig.
Yeah, the cootie coons are nothing but lard.
Yeah, like 2 inches of lard just on his back.
Wow.
And his around the whole body was, yeah. Those are not good if you want to fill your freezer up.
Yeah. So. But
Idaho
the meat, don't get me wrong, the meat is good.
Yeah.
It's just there's not enough.
Yep. But yeah, so and I also heard that the lard off of an IPP has a lot of good qualities of good fats in it, as opposed to other breeds of pigs. So I didn't know. I actually just heard that like 1 or 2 days ago. That some really good aspects of cooking oils and stuff that come out of that lard is supposed to be very healthy. So we're still working on our very first pig that we did our own lard, and so it's like I don't even have them keep the lard anymore because it's like we made our first batch and got about 12 jars or something like out of that, and that's more lard than we'll use all year. So
I think I've used maybe 1/4 of a jar.
Yeah. And,
we don't fry a lot of food anyways, but We bought some hamburger from this couple in Madras. You have to add lard to it. It is so lean
Wow.
that there's literally nothing in the pan. So I use some of it for that, but other than that, I have all these jars that I really don't use it. I thought it'd be good for making tortillas,
Yeah.
but then the smell alone, I think I don't want in my tortillas.
Well, we used a technique that was done by Homestead up there in Washington State, and Melissa Norris, and so we got kind of different types of rendering. So the way we did was with a slow cooker, and the first renderings were they tend to have nothing, no aftertaste or anything from the pork itself, and then there's a phase 2, and then a phase 3, and it'll have more of the pork flavor in it and stuff. So when we're cooking normal and stuff, we'll use that phase 1, which is the where it doesn't have a pork taste at all, and it's good with everything. No matter what we cook with it, it doesn't have any kind of extra taste to it at all. So
That's doing it in the slow cooker.
yeah, it was a slow process. It was an all-day process, but
I
the
know.
longer,
That's how I did mine.
yeah,
I
and the
had
longer,
3 of them out there going.
Mhm.
yeah,
We had so much. I mean, garbage bags and garbage bags and garbage bags full. Thank God my daughter took most of it. But God, what we had, it filled up. We have a really long freezer. It filled up the whole bottom of that thing.
oh yeah, like our first pig, we got 2 garbage bags that I swear they're about 25 pounds each.
That's
The
about what I saw.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And we
and
had
that
5
was
or 6 of them.
and that was a male IPP, which was he was a big male, but he was only like 9 or 10 months old, and he was a pretty good sized pig. But yeah,
And he had that much fat on him.
yep,
Because ours wasn't hardly fat at all.
Yeah, when they were taking the skin off, they had to be careful not to cut the meat.
wow,
He
I've
was
never
just
had
a
that
fat
trouble.
pig. So now you have fat pigs. I have pigs with no legs.
That's right. They're corky pigs.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah, shoot. So big plans at all this weekend?
My daughter's going to be here tomorrow for overnight from Oklahoma.
Hmm.
And then I don't think we have anything planned this weekend. Getting the trailer ready to go camping for 4 days.
Yeah.
On the 7th.
We have
And you guys are getting ready to go. Are
no,
you?
No, we have Jalen, Sherry's sister's coming down on 15th. So
But when are you going to Arizona?
we're not. We canceled that.
Oh.
Okay. I told you we
taking you off the books.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it when we came over to do the ultrasound on your piggy. We told you that we were canceling the Arizona trip.
You may have.
You know, you guys are old people, so I don't expect you to remember.
Oh my God. Well, John's the old one. I'm the second, and then you, and then Sherry.
Yeah, we this is schedule wise. It just seems like the summer was going fast, and never did get a camping trip in there.
I know.
Get the fifth wheel ready to
buddy.
go.
I know.
And well, we were going to go camping with you.
It's not over yet. We can still go.
I know. It's like I know we were working a weekend with you, but it's like this never happened. But yeah, we're still going to try to get the RV out there at least once. But it is ready to go and licensed.
Yeah.
Went through
Spend
all
that money licensing. You might as well take it out at least once this year.
Yeah. So
we'll just go down here to Deschutes.
Yeah, the puppies will like that. So,
Yeah.
and then my it's kind of funny is my son's been and grandson have been taking care of the pigs while I was in the hospital too, helping Sherry, and they're starting to fall in love with our pigs. So they're
It's not
much.
hard to do.
Yeah, I know. And that new pig of ours, Penny, is such a character. My son has just fallen in love with that particular pig. So every time he comes over, he just tells me the story about how he kind of plays with her a little bit and gives her treats and stuff. And he says, um, but and now he calls them all by name and all that stuff. So it's kind of fun to watch that. So, by the way, we're still doing really good on strawberries. We're killing it. Uh, like I said, the third round of strawberries we got are just gigantic. Anyway, but that's doing strawberries in the above ground planters this year. And what's nice about that is I don't have to do anything special because all the plants kind of drop down and kind of die out and lay over the top of the planter, and it kind of protects the crowns. And you don't have to do anything with that at all to get ready for next year. And then when next year comes along, they just start coming back alive. And I didn't lose any strawberries at all from last year. So I'm interested to see how next year goes with the same planter without having to replant strawberries. It's pretty cool. So
Yeah. Strawberry usually always come back. So what happened to your corn?
oh my God. We planted, but I didn't do a couple. I didn't like really fertilize, and I didn't and weeded as thoroughly as we did last year, and they just got overcome by the weeds and not enough nutrition, and they just came up about a foot and a half or so, and they just kind of stopped, and so I really I dropped the ball on that, but we were tired at the time, and it was getting hot, and
Yeah.
um, that may be a new process. We may not do corn next year, but we're going to take that whole field and actually just cover it um, with tarps and kill off the whole area,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll decide whether we want to do corn again or not. But it's got to be we got to make sure and totally kill off the weeds in there. So
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want to use don't want to use chemicals.
I had the 2 stalks because I started out with 6 and I lost those, but I have 2 and I have 3 ears of corn on it. And they're only probably 3 feet high too,
Yeah.
if that. But people kept telling me, no, you have to have 2 rows so they pollinate each other. Well, mine really loved each other because I got 3 ears of corn that are babies, but they're on there.
I was going to make an adjustment to the thing so we could see your face.
See my face?
Yeah, the labels were covering you up.
Oh.
Did you guys have any shout outs today?
Not really.
Me neither. Just Central Oregon grown. Go for it, people. And see what. Oh yeah, I don't have to do the Reb thing either.
Yeah.
Reb's in Virginia somewhere. That's my guess.
Well, shoot. Well, I actually I think I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up the show then. I got through all my notes. Did I skip anything that you guys wanted to talk about?
No.
I think we're kind of like you tonight. Is like, okay, we're tired.
Yeah.
We apologize. We're tired.
Yep. Same here. I'm kind of recovering still, so it's making me a little sluggish. But and she's we do caregiving for her mother, so Sherry usually takes tonight and goes visits her mother in assisted living, and then she have to cook today, but Sherry, kind of weird. My dogs are being weird too. Anyway, so we end
Well,
up
look who they're being trained by.
what?
Look who they're being trained by.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to guess that the dogs are liking the cooler temperatures.
Oh, I bet they have all kinds of energy.
Yeah, because they're out there. So just like and we've never talked about it much at all, but you guys have security cameras on your animals and property, and that's what I'm looking at when I was looking like this, is I can see the dogs in the front yard, and yeah, they're just kind of mulling around the front yard, but I think they like the cooler temperatures. So, of course, I've got a German Shepherd that's fully furry dog, and so I think she likes the cooler temperatures. But by the way, it's a fact that German Shepherds blow out their fur, and so she's had to blow out her fur twice this summer, and
Wow.
yeah, so she gets pretty warm. But she won't play in the water. But anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank everybody for watching. Check out Central Oregon Grown. We appreciate you helping us out, kind of learning to get the software down. Tell us what you'd like to see us do in the future. We are working with other homesteads like Debbie and John, and we're working with John Pearson. And between all of our farms, if you're interested in getting your own piglet.
Don't forget Rev.
And Rev. If you're interested in raising your own pig this year, or a couple of pigs to grow out in your own property and stuff between all the different families here, we can definitely work it out. If you're interested in being an Idaho pasture pig breeder, we can work with you and other homesteads and stuff to match up a pair to get you started for breeding. So yeah, it should be a very exciting year starting this fall. We're going to start having the piglets, and then we'll have solid piglets coming. Once we get through these, we'll have another set of piglet families probably in late January, February. So yeah, there should always be some kind of piglets available to you locally. So let us know. So you too, I hope you guys get caught up in the world a little bit, and I know you get through your family.
You get healed.
Yeah, we all have our own little personal endeavors taken care of that we have to take care of, but we'll all be back full energy next week, so hopefully.
Apologize for not being all cheery.
Same here. I'm smiling up here, and my guts blow, going ow. So,
yeah.
Anyway, guys,
like we said, Rob, if you need anything, just give us a holler. We're 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away.
We know your phone number, and we know you're there.
Mm-hmm.
We try not to impose. So when we but
don't worry about it.
We're inviting.
Yeah, hopefully once I get a little more healed, I can be a little more service to you guys. So
we'll be done by then. Come on.
I know.
There's a method to his madness,
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
It doesn't always have to go back the other way. That's what community is about.
That's why I send you home with chicken wire and anything I can do if I'm not lifting stuff. But anyway, guys,
we got to get those barrows over to him. Maybe Sunday.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, because my daughter will be here tomorrow and Saturday. Maybe Sunday we can get those barrels over to you to use.
And then you'll have the feed right there by the the pig pen, and just set them inside and fill them in there.
Yeah, because like for example, we always get like all the feed we got now. We can only load half of it, and then we have to store it in the garage till we use up what's back there already. So having the extra barrels will be kind of
but then the mice can get to it.
And I think 6 bags, I think, goes in one 55-gallon barrel.
Yeah, that'll be sweet.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up right here. I want to take the time to say thank you guys for showing up. I know you had a a busy schedule, and I appreciate the support you gave our family and
Missed you too, John.
I think is John on here? Here he is.
Yeah, he did.
He is.
Yeah, that's scum. He missed it. He
Don't
ditched
call,
us tonight.
don't call Mr. Nice Guy scum. That's rude. I got
He's
you
a-
back, John.
We're mesh buddies.
Soon to
So,
be.
Now I got to find my spot again. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you again. We'll talk to everybody next week, and we'll actually be a little more
Oh,
energy.
wow. Hold on. We just
What?
figured something out.
No, it just popped up. It wasn't on before. It says join the chat. Your button's back on.
Well, that's good.
It never showed up on mine before.
Well, that's because yours was broken.
I think it's the operator who
Could
lives.
be.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Take care. Bye, guys.
We'll talk to you later, Rob.
Grab
All
it.
right.
Country